Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer where we are going to totally unpack the top 7 cashback credit cards for July 2026. Look, if you've been swiping that exact same piece of plastic for the last, say, 5 years without giving it a second thought, there's a really good chance you're just leaving free money on the table. So today we're breaking down exactly which cards are completely dominating the market right now. And more importantly, we're going to figure out which one is the absolute perfect fit for your wallet. Because honestly, we gotta face a pretty tough reality right out of the gate here. What if that card sitting in your pocket right now is actually costing you hundreds of dollars every single year? It's true. Right now, in July 2026, banks are fighting fiercely for your business, and because of that, they're offering some of the absolutely highest cashback rewards we've ever seen. But, yeah, there's a major catch. You only get to grab those massive payouts if you're actually using the right card for your specific spending style. So let's dive right in and look at the foundation, simple, and beginner cards. Coming in at number 7, we've got the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. Now this card is all about one thing, and that is unlimited flat rate cashback. There's no guessing and definitely no activation required. It is totally perfect if you just want effortless rewards. Seriously, there are no rotating categories to keep track of, absolutely no quarterly hoops to jump through, and zero guessing when you're standing at the checkout counter. You just buy the stuff you need, and you earn a flat rate back on literally every single purchase. It really doesn't get much simpler than that. Actually, real quick, before we keep moving up the list, let's just pause to define a term you're going to hear me say a lot today, which is rotating categories. Basically, these are bonus reward areas, so think gas stations for one quarter, and then maybe grocery stores for the next, that periodically change. The catch here is that they usually require you to log into an app and literally click a button to activate them so you can earn those much higher rates. Understanding how this mechanic works is absolutely crucial to seeing how we level up the rewards as we get closer to number 1. All right, moving up to number 6, we have the Citi Double Cash Card. This one continues to be one of America's favorite everyday cards, and it comes down to a brilliant 2-step system. Step 1, you earn when you buy. Step 2, you earn when you pay your bill. It's honestly a fantastic little psychological trick that inherently rewards responsible spending. If you're the kind of person who diligently pays off your balances, this card actively gives you bonus cash for that great behavior. How cool is that?
Coming in hot at number 5 is the Discover It Cash Back Card.
This card is highly recommended as a perfect beginner choice, and it really highlights a big comparison we have to make. Simple, flat rate, frictionless rewards versus tracking those rotating categories for higher payouts after you activate them. Basically, you gotta ask yourself, do you prefer the totally frictionless flat rates, or are you willing to put in just a tiny bit of effort tracking categories? Because if you do activate those eligible spending areas on the Discover card, your rewards can stack up significantly faster than they would with a basic flat rate card. Okay, moving up a tier, let's look at the lifestyle fit, tailoring a card specifically to your habits. Landing at number 4 is the Capital One Saver Card. This is an option that knows exactly who its audience is. We're talking big rewards for restaurants, streaming, and entertainment. The crucial takeaway here is that this card practically skips the grocery aisles altogether. It's built directly for foodies and people who love spending their hard-earned money on going out and having experiences. So if your budget leans heavily toward dining out, juggling 3 or 4 streaming services, and hitting up concerts or movies, this is where you're going to squeeze out the absolute most value. Getting down to number 3, we have the Chase Freedom Unlimited. This one is all about balanced flexibility. You get that everyday cash back plus bonus categories, all without a high annual fee. It is arguably the most well-rounded option out there today because it basically gives you the best of both worlds. It's perfectly designed for anyone who wants the upside of bonus earning potential, but who literally refuses to pay a steep annual fee just for the privilege of holding the card. At number 2, we've got a massive fan favorite, especially for families, the Blue Cash Preferred. This card is an absolute powerhouse if you have heavy grocery spending and tons of streaming subscriptions. But, and this is a really big but, you absolutely must weigh those rewards against the annual fee. If you're feeding a whole family and spending heavily at the supermarket, the value you get back over a year can be mind-blowing. But you always have to do that quick mental math to make sure your grocery and streaming habits actually generate enough cash back to completely wipe out the cost of owning the card. If the math checks out, it's a total game changer. All right, here we go. We've reached the ultimate maximizer, our July 2026 top pick. Taking the absolute crown at number 1 is the Chase Freedom Flex. Let's break down exactly why it won. It comes down to this feature-to-benefit ratio. For everyday rewards, you get super consistent base earnings. But then you add in those rotating categories, which gives you far more value when you maximize them quarterly. And the fee structure? It's a no-premium, incredibly high-value option. By taking just a couple of minutes to maximize those quarterly categories on top of your normal daily spending, you're going to earn way more than a basic flat-rate card could ever offer. It's simply one of the absolute best high-value options currently available to Americans.
But hey, before you apply, we need a quick reality check.
Please do not rush out and apply for our #1 pick just because of some online hype. Let's look at 4 critical questions first. Number 1, where do you actually spend the most money? 2, and honestly, this is completely non-negotiable, will you pay your balance in full every single month? Because trust me, interest charges will wipe out your cash back in a heartbeat. 3, does the annual fee actually make sense for your lifestyle? And lastly, are the rewards really worth more than the fee? You've got to be brutally honest with yourself here because no card is a magic wand if you're using it wrong. Our source material actually sums this up perfectly with this quote: "The best credit card isn't the one with the biggest advertisement. It's the one that matches your spending habits." That right there, that is the true secret to mastering cashback. You shouldn't ever mold your life to fit a piece of plastic. You need to find the card that effortlessly fits into your everyday life. So I'll leave you with this final provocative question to chew on. Does your current card actually match your habits? Or is it finally time for an upgrade? Take a really hard look at where your money is going this month. If this explainer helped you get even a little closer to choosing your next card and stopping that leak of free money, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our weekly finance updates. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this deep dive, and I will catch you in the next one.